Hey, what's going on? Card Pack. Today we're going to look at the top 10 sports cards that went up the most over the last 7 days. So this we'll look at the three majors really. It's going to be basketball, baseball, football, and we'll see who's gone up the most. You can see the top two here. Apparently we got some baseball. There's some other interesting ones down the list, so you definitely want to stick around and check that out with me. A couple reminders before we dive in. If you want the audios from these videos, go to click the link in the description for the podcast. And if you want to get my top sports card pick of the day, join the Sports Card Society. It's only $12.99 a month or $129 a year. You also get access to one of the best discords in all of sports card investing, the Sports Card Society Discord, because the people in it, they pay to be there, and they're all very active and experienced, and they're very helpful. It's an excellent, excellent community. So how this works is there's a membership area. You log in. I put up a new video almost every day. The video is usually about 5 minutes long. I show the card. I show all the data and research as to why. And I also tell you what I plan on doing with it. Am I going to sell it in a month? Am I going to sell it at the start of the season? Am I going to sell it around the playoffs? Am I going to hold it long term? What am I doing? I'm away right now from my regular studio, so I don't have everything up, but a lot of good examples of previous stuff. We were buying a Kyler Murray in February for like under $200, and now it's going for around 350. Baker Mayfield Prism, we were buying that for under 300 in March, and now it's going for around 500. Lots and lots of when there was a LeBron James we bought for like 175, now it's going for like 650. I mean, there's just all kinds of examples. So check it out, link in description, sportscardsociety.com. So here we are in the market movers tool. I went to price movements by card. I didn't pick a sport. I went to PSA 10 because the entire market starts at the PSA 10. The price of the PSA 9, the BGS 9.5, etc. They're all based off of what the PSA 10 goes for because the PSA 10 is king. By the way, I really want to get to 5,000 subscribers. It's going to take a second, but please help me out. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Hit that notification bell while you're at it. And of course, because you're awesome, please hit that like button. It makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Here we go. You can see the top two on the list. Let's start with the first one. Yordan Alvarez. This 2019 Bowman Chrome. Pop count is 1745. In case you don't know what pop count means, it means this card in this grade, 1,745 of them currently exist. There's a pop count for every graded card. There are 10 sales of this card on the week, and it's up almost 45%. Let's chart it and see what's going on here. So let's move this over a bit. So Yordan, baby, good player for sure. This card started the week at 37, ended the week at 53. This seems like a cheap card to me for him. Is this his rookie? I don't see any markings on it. I forget. I feel like Yordan, he's either 2018 or 19. I feel like this is his rookie card, although it doesn't say, it's not first prospect, obviously, but it doesn't say rookie or anything on it either. Maybe that's why, because it feels cheap to me. Let's pull this card back 90 days. Yeah, so it's been pretty flat overall. If you can see this, follow the dotted line in the middle. You can see the card goes up and goes down. It pretty much goes between 30 and we'll say 60, but that just seems when that happens, it seems I don't know. Yeah, maybe it gets close to 60. Maybe that's true. Maybe that's authentic. Looks like right now with it going for up here because of the previous chart, looks like it's not a good time to buy this card because learning how to read these charts is a big deal. This market movers tool, being able to visualize this data like this, it's the most important thing I use in sports card investing. It makes me a lot of money. It saves me from making a lot of mistakes. It just makes everything so much easier and saves me so much dang time. I'll put a link for this market movers tool in the description. Use code SOCIETY for 20% off your first month of your first year. This is all my sports card investing decisions. They start right here. I look at the data. That's what I do. I mean, I have some ideas in my head, and then I'll go through the data and start digging in. But this is what I do. Look at the top 10, and if you got some other ideas to explore, this is where you do it. But I'm not buying this card right now. I'm not buying that card right now. Number 2 on the list, Shohei Otani, 2018 Topps Chrome. Number 150, his Refractor, pop count of 504. 8 sales of this one on the week, so that's over 1%. So pushing. It's over 1.5% of the entire population. If you see north of 1% sales, it really tells you about the demand of the card. Granted, you got to take it with a grain of salt. If there's only 100 of them and they sell 2, don't get all crazy. But beyond a certain number. I think 8 out of 500 is something that pays attention, or something worth paying attention to. Let's pull up this chart. What did I say? It's went up about 41% on the week, by the way. So it started the week at 350, had a high sale of 543, then went to 500 as the latest sale. So let's pull this one back. Let's go 90 days. Let's move this chart over a little bit. Then nothing but go up. Shohei Otani, that's someone that I recommended back to the society back in February. Here we are getting cards like this for like nothing, and look at where it's at now. I mean, this card right here, this way more than pays for your entire year's membership of the Sports Card Society. 57 bucks. Goodness. Even here, getting it at 225 would be a good deal, because here you are, well, easily over 500 Shohei. Because when I recommended him to the society, I was just like, cards were going up. Your Acuñas, your Sotos, your Tatis and stuff like that, Lou Bob, all that stuff. And Shohei wasn't moving. And I was like, I feel like people are sleeping on him way too hard, because he's a super talented player. He'd just been hurt. And I think people kind of started to forget about him / give up on him, which is way too soon in my opinion. So I was like, hey, Shohei Otani, he's at rock bottom right now. He can't go any lower. People are so low on him. So me and the society snagged a bunch of Shohei Otani cards, and we're very happy we did. Another guy that I was recommending back in about February was Vlad Guerrero. He's gone up quite a bit too. People were sleeping on him too. He was just sitting there not going up, and it didn't make any sense to me. But as we look at this card, you can kind of see how it takes up, it goes, and then it just kind of stops. So it's all right, well, that's about it. And then it goes up again because the season started and Shohei was amazing. And then it went down and it kind of sat flat here and went down a little bit more. And now it's just kind of hanging around this 350 to 500. I'd say the real value of this card currently is probably around 450. It's probably a good place to buy it at if you're going to buy it. But Shohei, I think he continues to ball out and just keep smashing. I don't know if at this price it's the way to buy it, 500. I'd probably want to get it for 450 or less, but I'd probably be a hold on that card. Next on the list, Jared Kalanick, 2018 Bowman Draft Chrome Refractor, PopCon 874, 9 sales on the week, up 40%. Let's go take a look at his chart, see if there's a buying opportunity. So this card started the week at 301, had a high sale of 442, latest sale of 414. Good looking card. That's a good picture. I love that. They really showed the refractor on this thing. That's pretty awesome. Let's pull it back 90 days. Been pretty flat overall. Seems to just have had a tick up. So I definitely wouldn't be buying this card right now. I'll show you. Yeah, I wouldn't be buying this card now. Again, I'm not in my regular studio, so my screen size isn't as optimal as it normally is. I apologize for that. If you're still watching, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button too. Let me get to 5,000. Yeah, I don't think I'd be buying this because it seems to be on an uptick. Maybe when it goes on a downtick, so it looks like, down here, say 300. Eventually, it seems to go up. You know what I mean? So maybe if I were to buy this card, I wouldn't buy it right now. This might be a good time to sell. I'd probably at least hold it. But I wouldn't be buying it. But keep an eye on it. If it gets down to 300, that seems to be the spot, the support, which support is really where the sellers of the card to a high enough percentage or degree say, we will not sell this card below this price. That's really where the support is. And resistance is where buyers at the top, where buyers say, we will not pay more than this. Nope, no way. And that's where it stops. So 300 seems to be his support. If it gets around that, maybe buy it and wait for it to pop back up to 450. The trend, the pattern, that's another reason why you need to have these charts, because that pattern showed that the card it'll get down to 300 and then it'll go up to about 450, and that's kind of where the resistance is. So if you buy it at 300, you can kind of bank on being able to sell it north of $400 pretty easy at some point. I just buy it at 300 and I just list it on eBay at 400, 425 and just wait for it to sell, because eventually there's going to be a spike. Next on the list, Gavin Lux, 2020 Topps PopCon at 10,784 with 40 sales on the week, up about 37%. Let's chart it. Boy, that's a decently high pop count. We're in the 5 figures now, 10,000. Here it is, $24 to start the week, $32 is the high sale, latest sale of 26. Kind of crazy to get a PSA 10 graded card for, $26, right? It costs. You can't even submit them to PSA right now. Minimum is $300, but even when they roll it all back out, to send this card in to get graded will be $150. You can kind of count on pop counts like this, just kind of growing very, very slowly and eventually probably freezing because it makes no sense to send in this Gavin Lux card and get it graded because there's just no way you can profit from that, not even close. This card, I'm not buying this one either. I'd probably hold it or maybe sell it. Next on the list, I can't say, how do you say that? Is it Flaherty or Flat? I guess I keep wanting to say Flattery, and it's not right, obviously. Anyways, Jack Flaherty. 2018 tops, pop count of 667, 8 sales on the week, up 35.5%. Let's pull up his Chizard. 26 bucks to start the week at a high sale of 36, latest sale of 32. Okay, let's pull this one back 90 days. It's so cheap. These are the kind of cards where it's just kind of like, yeah, this card, you can see the dotted line here. It kind of has just stayed flat for the most part. Yeah, you got your downswings, 26 bucks, 44 bucks, and it's just sticking around here. I don't foresee myself buying this card, especially ones down this low. Like when you buy them off eBay, this low price point of a card, like you really got to pay attention to what you're paying in shipping fees. Because usually you're going to pay $4 or $5 shipping. That's a big deal because all of a sudden you're paying, over 10% of this card. 32 bucks plus your sales tax probably going to bring you about 35 plus shipping. All of a sudden you're paying 40 bucks for this card. So to sell it on eBay, you're going to have to sell it for probably 60 bucks to even eke out a profit because eBay is going to take its fee too. You sell it for 60, eBay takes 6, now you're at 54. So then maybe you made like 10 bucks. So you got to think about what price points you're buying at because in low price cards like this, the shipping eats into it. Also, low price cards like this, I tend to buy them on StarStock. I'll put a link in the description for StarStock. Use code SportsCardConsultant for $10 free when you deposit $10 or more. The reason I buy it on StarStock is because there's no shipping fees and there's no sales tax. Because you just leave the card on their platform and when you buy it, you can instantly relist it. And then when you sell it, is the only time you pay anything other than the paying for the card. You pay a 5% seller's fee as opposed to 10% on eBay. There's still always more eyeballs on eBay, excuse me, but there's a lot of eyeballs on StarStock, and more people are hopping on that platform or throwing it in their repertoire because really, for me, it's you use eBay and StarStock. Those are the two platforms you use, and they both have their pros and cons. But on this card, I'm not buying this. I'd either hold it or maybe just get rid of it because whatever. Next on the list, Chuma Okiki. All right. Now we got to some basketball here. 2019 Prism, pop count 843, 10 sales on the week, up 30, almost 35%. Good old Chuma. Classic Prism. Start of the week 26, end of the week at 35. I don't even want to look at his chart because I'm just not interested in buying this. Sell it. I would sell it. I don't see why his cards are going to go up anytime soon, and I'd probably just rather get my money out and put it in something else. Trae Young, 2018 Prism Emergent, pop count of 736, 9 sales on the week, up 33%. Let's pull him up. So we got baseball to start the list. Now we got 2 basketball players in a row. Makes sense. Playoffs coming up. Trae Young's going to be in the playoffs. Well, at least play-ins, but I think they have a playoff spot currently. 52 bucks to start the week. End of the week at 70. Let's pull this over a bit. End of the week at 70. God, that just seems so cheap. I think Trae Young is undervalued right now. I'm not saying his cards are gonna pop off during the playoffs or anything. I just think he's undervalued. Actually, let's pull him back. Pull this over. Let's go 180 days. Oh goodness. Oh, this card only got put into the system at the beginning of the year, so this is a fairly new one in the Market Movers platform. They add Market Movers adds thousands of cards a week, so not every card in existence is in here. Not that it should be, but they add like thousands of new cards a week. So it looks like this one got added in back in January. So wanted to see where it was before the season started in December. But this is probably a decent gauge too, because it didn't go down too much from that time to right here. So this card's been pretty flat, slightly going down overall. I'd buy it if I was a Trae Young fan, but if I'm going to buy Trae Young, that's probably not the card I'm going to buy. But I would hold it right now if I had it and see what happens in the playoffs. And if, say Trae puts up a 40-point, 50-point game or hits a game winner, like it's going to spike. So in reality, Trey Young stuff I have up, I probably have it up right now at a spot that I'd want to sell it at. You know what I mean? And just wait for something to happen. Shohei, because once they're out, like the cards are probably going to go down, and then it's like you wait till the next season for them to really ramp up again, which will be probably late October. Shohei Otani next on the list, 2018 Topps Chrome. Let me make sure. Yeah, dang it. I had to make sure because Mark Movers defaults to putting it at 25 listings per page, and I'm only doing top 10, so that's how I know when the end of the list is when I get to the end of the list. Anyways, this Shohei Otani Topps Chrome update. Pop count of 1602, 11 sales on the week, up 30, almost 32%. Shohei, again, one of the best buys me and the society made in baseball. That is because Shohei is just he's outperformed expectations so much. Granted, I mean I didn't expect him to do this good, but I knew he was going to do better than what the overall market thought he was going to do. You know what I'm saying? Good looking card. This is the pitching one. 207 to start the week. End of the week at 325. Basically just went up all week. Let's pull it back 90 days. Look at this, $54 in February. And then, you know, he slowly ticked up. Me and the society got him back around here under $100. And then the season happened and boom, 250. And then it went down because, you know, he's doing really well, but the market's like, that's just a lot. You know, he's selling for a lot because he's taken off. He's doing awesome. He continues to do awesome, but the market says he's not doing more awesome, so we're going to let the price drop. That's exactly how it works. And he just keeps it up, and they're like, holy crap, wait a minute, maybe I undervalued this. That's too low, so now I'm going to buy it. So it's around 200. Now this week he popped off again. Boom, here we are at 325. So look at this right here, and look at this. This is why you need to be able to see these charts so you can see these patterns of behavior. Again, the link for the Market Movers tool is in the description with the discount code. So you see this took off. What happened? It was sustained for a bit, and then it went down. This took off. The market is probably reluctant to pay more than that right now, and it will probably settle down some. So watch for this card to settle down. Even if his production doesn't slow, even if his production keeps up, I should say, it'll probably go, you know, it'll probably follow more of this pattern of going down. I don't know if we'll go down this low on a percentage basis because here we were at, you know, 280, 250, and here it went all the way down to 140, 195. I think 195 right around here. So 250 went down to 200. I think that's kind of where we're at. Because when we look at this, it's at 325. My guess it goes down somewhere around like 250, 275, 250. What were we here? 225, I think. Probably about maybe somewhere between 225 and 275 is where the support is going to be when this thing comes back down. Because I think it's hitting kind of the resistance right here at 325. Because it went past 300 for the first time. And now it went well past 300. So I think the market's going to say, all right, I'm going to chill on this for a minute and see if it comes down. And it will. It will relax. So if you do want to get this, I think Shohei Otani is going to continue what he's doing and maybe have a historic year between, you know, what he's doing with pitching and hitting. You know, I should say hitting and pitching, but his hitting is obviously amazing. I don't think he's tied for I don't think he's in the home run lead anymore, but man, he's up at the top of the list. So I wouldn't buy here, but I'd be watching for that thing to dip, and I'd snag it then. Next on the list, Wander Franco. 2019 Bowman Chrome, pop count of 9,014, 33 sales on the week, up 31%. Let's pull up this card. I still think this is a potentially undervalued card. I've really been taking a really close look at Wander Franco. Wander Franco is someone that I recommended to the society too back in January, February. I think February. Because it's just, he was another guy that just wasn't quite going up, and I knew it was just a matter of time because he's highly speculative. You know what I mean? But he's a highly touted prospect. Here we are, start the week at 208, went up to 284. End of the week at 274. So over the week, he went up from about 200 to about 275. Let's pull this back 90 days. See how he's been traveling. So here was this nice gain here. Like that was his high at 332 in March. So it's about a month before the season starts. Then it goes down, and the season starts, and boom, boom, goes up some. So undervalued right there. And then it's just kind of been sideways, if not down a little bit. I haven't checked Wander Franco's stats lately, but I'm assuming like when something goes down like this, there's almost always a big bounce back 'cause it's just too low, and the market says, whoa, too low, and no sellers are going to sell for this, and then pop, which isn't crazy because it was at 250, but 280, and then we've had several sales in a row like that. So I think this card's kind of around that, but you can watch for it to dip and maybe buy it. Obviously at 280, I'm not going to buy it right now, but Wander Franco, someone to keep your eye on. Next on the list is Zion, and he's number 10 on the list, so this will be the last one. His 2019 Prism draft picks. Secondary photo, apparently. Pop count at 2170, 11 sales on the week, up 31%. Zion's draft pick card, for some reason, has been making this list a lot. Although what I'll say is it's kind of deceiving. I'll tell you why in a second. Here we are, $75 to start the week, 114 is the high sale, 85 to end the week. The reason I say it's deceiving is because the market movers tool can be kind of, I don't want to say tricked, but it just interprets the data, and sales can be kind of random-ish. And so here we are, $75 on the 4th of May, and it pops up to 114, when in reality the card should have never been down at 75 because the real value was right here, probably around 95. So the gain is kind of artificial, and this card tends to keep doing that. It has it'll move up and down really fast, but it won't really leave a range. It won't go too low and it won't go too high. So yeah, if you can find one going for $75, if you can find it, sure, that's a good buy because eventually it's going to go for over 100 really quickly. But you got to really time this one. Zion, he's not even playing anymore. I believe he's done for the season. They're obviously not going to make the playoffs, even a play-in spot. So I wouldn't buy anything Zion right now, but I will be buying Zion in the offseason. That is for shizzle. So that was the top 10 list. We had only 3 basketball players, and then 7 baseball players, no football players. So that really tells you what the market's doing right now. They're very interested in baseball, not as interested in basketball this last week. Granted, I think people are warming up, gearing up for the playoffs because we have the play-in before we have the playoffs. Hold on. I need some coffee. But yeah. But that's the list for today. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Help me get to 5,000. Hit that like button. If you want my top sports card pick of the day, click the link in the description, SportsCardSociety.com. It's only like 40 cents a day, and the money we're making from it way outperforms whatever you pay for the service. And of course, this Market Movers tool, if you're at all serious about sports card investing, you have to have this. I'm just saying that, or I'm not just saying that, because you see, watch my videos, this is the only thing I use. This is exactly how I do everything. I just can't imagine doing it another way. Saves me so much time. It makes things so efficient and clear for me that I can just really use the data to make my buying decisions and selling decisions. So check it out. Link for this is in the description with the discount code SOCIETY for 20% off your first month of your first year. People always ask me, what version do I use? I use the Pro version, and I pay for the year subscription because you get the best deal on the per month thing when you pay for the yearly. So, and with the discount code, you get 20% off your first year. So kind of a no-brainer to me, because if you're at all serious about sports card investing, seriously, you got to have that. That's enough for me plugging this, but seriously, every video, I'm going to say it because you do. If there's one thing, you need to have this tool. But yeah, so baseball, be reluctant though. Even all these baseball cards are selling, be reluctant. Because as we went through these charts, I like these players, but you got to buy them at the right price. And, they're going up. So just because a card's going up certainly doesn't mean you want to buy it, because typically it'll kind of come back down, but it kind of tells you, okay, this card went up 45%, this card went up 41%. Watch for a dip, because it's trending up, and you looked at the chart over long term and it's just been trending up. So, but there are dips. So watch for the dips on these things. That's what I would say, because there's a lot of baseball to go. I think Shohei will do some pretty good things. Shohei is really high on my list for buying, but you got to watch for the dips. Other than that, that's what I got for you, Card Pack. Thank you for watching and spending this time with me today. Stay classy. You are awesome, and I will see you tomorrow.